For years, ginger have been one of the most important spices in Ghana. From sobolo preparation to local medicines, ginger drinks to food processing. Everybody depends on ginger in one way or the other. But suddenly, something alarming is happening. The price of ginger is rising rapidly. Traders are struggling to buy. Consumers are complaining. Some processors are changing a recipe. And some businesses have completely shut down. Even more shocking, some traders are now importing ginger from China, Liberia, and Nigeria just to keep their businesses alive. But how did Ghana get here? Was it a disease outbreak? Was it climate change? Was it poor planning? Or did we just ignore the early signs? Today on Viral and Vital, we are uncovering the reason behind Ghana's ginger crisis. How one disease has disrupted the entire ecosystem of ginger business in Ghana. And why this crisis can become one of the biggest agriculture opportunities. Because sometimes agriculture opportunities are hidden in national shortages. Let's take a look at this video.
Ginger is commonly used as a spice and at the same time medicinal. Health experts say it helps in digestion, lower blood pressure, cholesterol, as well as helps to manage blood sugar levels. The commodity since the beginning of the year, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, has consistently recorded inflation of over 60%, making it the single most expensive item in the country. In April alone, ginger recorded a year-on-year inflation rate of 68.4%. Our visit to some markets in Accra painted the same story. The commodity is so dear to the extent that traders price it from 20 cedis, attributing it to scarcity. A basket of ginger from Liberia and Nigeria, according to the sellers, goes for 750 cedis, while a sack of imported ginger from China costs 1,700 cedis. The traders say they have no option but to pass on the cost to the consumer.
What the reporter just revealed is extremely serious. Many people think this is just a market shortage. This is affecting traders, juice processors, traditional and herbal medicine businesses, consumers, restaurants, and hotels. And the interesting thing is, this problem did not start just overnight. The demand for ginger in Ghana has increased over the years, especially after COVID-19. People became more health conscious. Everybody suddenly became interested in ginger tea, ginger drinks, ginger shots, and herbal mixtures. Businesses around ginger started growing rapidly, but production did not meet demand at the same level, and this brought pressure on the system.
1,570.
Ginger used to be in season, but now it is no longer available locally. We source the commodity from China, Nigeria, and Liberia. A sack of ginger now sells for between 5,500 and 5,600 cedis. Ginger has become quite expensive. Ginger is scarce at the moment. It is not locally available. The stock that remains was imported from China.
When traders are complaining like this, it means the issue at hand is becoming a national issue, because traders are connected to farmers and the value chain. And traders are saying local ginger is no longer enough. So let's understand where the problem actually started. Because ginger really grows well in Ghana, especially in the Eastern region, Ashanti region, Bono region, Ahafo, and the Volta region as well. Under proper management, ginger farming can be very, very profitable when the market prices rise. This is because a lot of farmers just entered into ginger farming in recent years. But here is where things became very dangerous. Many farmers were repeatedly using the same planting materials. Some lack extension support. They lack certified planting materials. They lack disease management knowledge. And they also lack farm monitoring. And so this is where disease outbreak started spreading across many ginger farms in the country. According to farmers and traders, many ginger farms started experiencing yellow leaves, rotting rhizomes, weak growth, complete crop failure. Now many people may ask, how can one disease affect the whole country? But here is the answer. Most ginger farms in Ghana are smallholder farmers, meaning they farm on small lands. So when disease destroys farms simultaneously, national supply immediately drops. And because ginger is heavily consumed daily, even a small production decline creates major shortage. Some farmers could not recover financially. Others abandoned ginger farming completely, and suddenly, the entire supply chain started collapsing.
Previously, 10 cedis worth of ginger could prepare a whole batch of traditional beer. Now, even 50 cedis worth of ginger cannot produce the same quantity of locally brewed beer. This is taking a toll on my profits. I sell each bottle of Lamborghini for 15 cedis. But if a consumer requests extra ginger concentrates, I increase the price by 5 cedis.
What she said is very important because this crisis is no more affecting only farms. It is affecting livelihood and businesses. Some juice producers in Ghana are now reducing production, changing ingredients, opting for alternatives like pepper, and increasing prices. And now some have completely exited the business. This shows how agriculture can affect the entire economy. When farmers struggle, everybody suffers. And because local supply of ginger is insufficient, traders now import from countries like China, Liberia, and Nigeria. Nigeria is one of Africa's major ginger producers. China is among one of the biggest world ginger exporters. So when Ghana cannot meet the local demand, import becomes the only survival option for traders. But this creates another dangerous question. If Ghana continues to depend on imported ginger, what happens to the local farmer? What happens to agribusiness opportunities? What happens if international prices rise? Because today it is ginger. Tomorrow it can be another major crop.
Previously, that alone I'm talking about is 150 or 200 cedis. But now she says it's 350 cedis. I think it's too much.
I don't buy the fresh one nowadays because it's expensive. So I buy the dry one. I use it for my eye.
One is 5 cedis. So what are you going to use it for? People now prefer the powder one, and that one, it has some chemicals. So if you are buying few pieces, you just have to use onions to blend it out from the blender.
Consumers are now feeling the impact. This is how food shortage quietly spread through an economy. Prices rise, business struggle, consumers complain, import increases, and local production weakens. But inside every crisis, there is a massive agriculture opportunity, because every agriculture shortage or crisis create an opportunity for somebody. And Ghana's ginger crisis can become a gold mine for smart farmers and investors. Why do I say this? Because demand already exists. People are desperately searching for ginger on a daily basis, which means that any farmer who can consistently produce healthy ginger could make serious income. But this time, production must be done correctly. Here is the big opportunity. The real opportunity is not just in planting ginger carelessly. The opportunity is in disease-resistant planting material, irrigation-supported farming, greenhouse nursery systems, commercial ginger farming, ginger processing, ginger exports, and value addition. Imagine producing ginger powder, ginger tea, packaged ginger drinks, ginger oil, and ginger concentrate. This shortage is exposing one major weakness in Ghana's agricultural system. We consume aggressively, but we are not investing aggressively enough into production system. And perhaps this crisis may force innovation in Ghana's ginger sector. Agriculture is not just farming. It is business. It is jobs. It is food security. It is national survival. The ginger shortage happening today should be a wake-up call for Ghana. Because when one crop becomes scarce, an entire value chain begins to suffer. But inside this crisis, there is an opportunity for farmers, investors, researchers, processors, and many more. But the question I leave you with is, who steps in to solve this problem? This has been viral and vital on the Ghanaian Farmer TV. My name is Enyonam Manye. If this is your first time on the Ghanaian Farmer TV, please subscribe. Tell us what you think. Please share the video and show the way. For all of you who are out there, all the diaspora investors who are out there, these are the videos you have to watch. So you identify the gaps and you would come forth with a solution. If you are outside today and you're thinking of investing in Ghana's agriculture, what would that be? Anytime you see me, call me Ghana's finest farmer. But until then, bye-bye.